Sometimes a simple and easy journal page is all that we feel like doing. We want a beautiful result, but nothing complex or hard to create. So in this week's video, I'm creating a fresh and simple spread in this journal using papers, paint and a pocket, and it's a really easy 3-tier pocket, one that you can create for your journal page. And if you're happy making and decorating journals and you have a passion for paper, then hit the subscribe button and ring the little notification bell because I have lots more videos and useful ideas to come. These are the pockets that we're going to be making today. As you can see, they have 3 tiers. They're really simple. You don't need a template, you don't need a sewing machine, just scissors and glue. I'll be showing you how to make one and then we'll include it on a journal page. These are some of the different types of pockets that we've been making over the last few weeks. Here's a little simple single pocket made of an old book page. It's a great way to use your book pages. I love using old book pages in my junk journals and my craft projects. I put some tags in this one. You might have seen this one on a spread I did a couple of weeks ago. And this is the basic 3-tier pocket. You can choose to have it opening on the right or the left, and I'll be showing you how to do that. So this is the page that I'm going to use today. And I want this picture to show on the front of the pocket when I've finished. So to begin, the first thing we do is to create this little flap on one side of the paper, making the edge really crisp with this bone folder. Then we fold the paper over like this and making the sides crisp again with a sharp crease. And at this point, if you want rounded corners, now is the time to punch your corner rounder onto the pocket. So I'm punching all 4 corners here. So here's the flap we made on the inside left of the pocket, the picture that we want on the front, and here I'm just folding up the bottom as far up as you want the second tier to be, and you'll notice that it's not halfway, and again I'm making the crease really crisp. Really easy so far. Now we're going to make a cut down this crease. So I'm just making a snip up to that first fold, which creates the second tier of the pocket. And here I'm folding up the remaining piece of paper to make the 3rd tier. Making a nice crease again. So that's tier number 3, 2 and 1. And we're going to make a tiny couple of snips on this left hand flap, just around this rectangle that has appeared from all the folding that we've done. I'm taking a very narrow V out from either side of those crease lines. And that's all of the cutting and folding that we need to do. I glue down this little tab. And here I'm gluing the top pocket. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue onto this flap. Folding it over and pressing it down. Now we want to attach the second tier. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue on either side. Folding that up and pressing it down. And finally the 3rd tier, a little bit of glue on that flap. You'll see at this point that the 3rd tier opens on the right hand side because we put the flap initially on the left hand side. Plenty of space in this pocket. Here's the second tier and a third tier down here for putting tags and any other journaling cards and ephemera that you want to. So which do you prefer, guys? The 2-tier on the left or a 3-tier? Which would be more useful in your junk journals? So it needs a bit of decoration, so here I'm adding some washi tape, and I get most of my washi tape from Amazon. I like to be really economical with my supplies, so I've made the pocket out of a book page and then I've just added a few little bits of scrapbook paper on top to decorate it. I seem to be using washi tape more and more in my junk journaling, so I do wonder, is that something that you're seeing? Are you using washi tape on your journal pages? That zigzag pattern seems to add a little bit of bling, and I'm just here choosing some other complementary blues and greens to go with the rest of the papers. And then thirdly, a neutral shade at the top, on the top pocket, with a bit of a crosshatch design. Just tucking the tape tidily behind the pocket. And again, because I'm not doing any sewing on this pocket, I'm just adding a little bit of faux stitching here to define each of the layers in the pocket. If you want to see a sample of different borders, then take a look at Kylie Clough's channel. She has a fabulous video showing about 7 or 8 different borders. I really enjoyed it myself. I'll put a link to Kylie's channel in the description box down below. And I think you know that I like to add a bit of handwriting on a journal page, be that a quote or a poem or just a few memories and thoughts. I'm just choosing a little bit of scrapbook paper, one from my collection, and I have lots of these ready cut. So this week, because we're approaching the month of May, I've chosen a sonnet from William Shakespeare which reads, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date." It's possibly one that you've heard. And to finish it off, I just round the corners and give it a little bit of a faux stitching border as well. And now to bring it all together. I've already sploshed some green watercolour paint on the page, and I'm just choosing between these pockets which ones to put on, which ones will work best. I might have a plan at the beginning of a page, but it's always good to be able to adjust and adapt as you go. Just, have some fun and do what makes you happy. If you do like making pockets, and if you do find it rather addictive, then check out one of my other videos where I've done a really easy step through of how to make these pockets, and I'll link a couple of videos in the description box down below. So just attaching that firmly to the page, which is next to the one we did last week. And I want to add something really simple on the left hand side. I like this music paper, but I just want a bit of a feature. So I'm just tearing a piece here, doing a bit of layering with some beautiful textured fawn paper. And tearing one of the flowers from this page. Sometimes simple and easy is just best, and we don't always need to overcomplicate a page for it to be satisfying and pretty. Just working out where to put the text. And gluing down the layers with my liquid glue. And as you can see, I've chosen a flower that tones quite well with the colours of the washi tape on the right hand side. I think the scrapbook paper that I used for the Shakespeare sonnet is My Mind's Eye. So I think it's starting to come together now. So I'm just filling the top pocket with a little journaling card that I made with some old book pages and some splodgy bits of paint. Just choosing a tag here. We made some of these last week. If you're interested, take a look at last week's video. And this is a cute mini 3-tier pocket made using a smaller book page and decorated again with washi tape. A few final embellishments just to bring it all together. I feel like a few little red sequins wouldn't hurt, so again using clusters of 3, I'm just adding a few of these to the page. And here we have our simple and easy journal page. I do hope you've enjoyed watching this process. If you have, hit the subscribe button, ding the little notification bell, and come back next week for a lot more junk journaling fun.